Thanks. Got it. All right. So today, you've already, the ripped. I thought you already, Alex. You wrote ripped teddy bear, and I thought you were writing that's what you want to draw, but you're making reference to my dog ripping up a teddy bear. That's what he does, and there's fluff all around my house. So we're on our path to do the comic stuff. I can't actually quite remember what we did last week. It's been a very busy week for me. Did we draw some? Did we do Sonic last week? Possibly. So I'm just going through. Luca. I think we did that. All right. So we're talking about doing characters and stuff like that. So let's sort of branch off on that a bit. Actually, I'll do a little bit of what we did in the last class, but I can expand on it a bit more. So did I talk about stick figures and how we draw that? And we need to draw this kind of thing. And different kinds. So I'll do that. I'll do a little bit of that again. Because then we started, this is with the little kids younger than you. We started drawing shapes and boxes, and then there's Minecraft dude. Like that. And we also drew using shapes like those first ones I showed you. We drew Charizard. Some of the little kids were drawing Charizard. It was actually really good. So anyway, instead of drawing stick figures like this is usually how you start drawing, and then you Minecraft and Pokemon, that's what we're drawing. And then those sort of kids will then move on to doing like round bodies, still with people like that. But I want you to start thinking about skeletons and stuff. But the best way to do that is shapes. So if we draw like a character that has a round head and a square or a rectangular body, and you can still do stick figure arms and legs, maybe circles or triangles or something like that. Use that as your basis for whatever your character looks like. They might be have a big head and a little body, but they can still have little stick figure arms and legs. Then you might draw more realistic, like anime people, but they can still have stick figure arms and legs. But the best way of using this is to have them not standing still, because that's a very boring kind of pose. We want to get them moving. So imagine if this character here was running. You can't see my screen. My screen's highlighted. I'm not sure why you can't see my screen. It's pinned. Xavier, I don't know why that is. My camera's on.
You need to change to speaker view. In Zoom, you just say speaker view, it should be all right.
Oh, click the video. Fat stick menus. So yeah, see him running there like that. Or even if it was you're drawing like a superhero flying, sort of just figure out where things are going to go. Maybe even, what is my dog doing? Two guys having a fight. This kind of thing. At the moment, Xavier, yeah, we're drawing, I'm just showing some stickmen, and then we're going to draw, we might do some Pokemon. So just think about those shapes, like this is two people having like a boxing match or something. I don't know why you can't see me, Xavier. It's got something to do with your video, because my video is on. So we want to think about those kind of things. And then even if your character is a bigger, that might have a big round body, square head, and little legs, big body. in comparison to the guy that we're drawing. Xavier, all I could suggest is maybe disconnect and try and reconnect again. There's something going on. I've got one screen that says Evan, that is black, and one screen that says Evan Newbie, and that one's got the camera. So you might be looking at the wrong screen. And then on this other page, even if you're doing like a horse, just do basic shapes and then rough out the skeletons. And then you can add more detail to that. And you can build up your drawings. And doing these simple shapes is how we drew this. I'll just draw over the top of it and show you what we did just very quickly, and then we'll draw our own. So we started off with just a circle for the body, well, rough circle, a line up here, a shape for the head. Can you see that in pink? It's a bit hard to see actually. Okay, you're good now, Xavier, great. And then the legs were just stick figures like that. Same with the arms, just stick figures. We didn't worry about the tail and the wings till after we got the body done. So just looking at those pink lines, it's not much, but that's how I drew this full Charizard. So let's do one. Let's do something. Has anyone got a Pokemon they want to suggest we draw in the chat? Preferably something that has not something that's just a little shape, like Piplup Brooklyn is probably a bit too simple, but hang on. Well, Pip, it does have some simple shapes, but it's pretty much just two circles. It doesn't have a lot of Squirtle's the same. So we'll start with the simple ones. Okay, so we'll do a Piplup first. So Piplup, you do a circle for the head. And I'm doing it sketchy and rough. What's Bulrushes? Is that a Pokemon? Soble's a Pokemon, I know that. Is that just a spelling mistake? Or Bulbasaur? So circle like that for the head, and then maybe a slight angled circle, bit of an oval out this way for the body, so the head and body. Now Piplup's arms are usually just down by its side, and its feet sort of stick out like that, because it's just a little penguin. But we could do something different with its arms. What are you doing, puppy? Keep hitting me in the butt. Let's do his arms out. Maybe holding a berry or something, or a Pokeball or something like that. So I've just drawn 3 circles and 4 lines, which are the feet, 2 for the feet, 2 for the arms. Very, very simple. And look how rough and sketchy it is. And at this stage, you don't want to press hard. You want it to be nice and light, so you can rub it out. Mine's a bit dark. And we could even change his face too, instead of just copying. I'll show you the picture I've got. Instead of copying just that picture, we could do his head maybe looking this way on that body. Back. So if I was going to turn his head around and have him looking up, I'm going to find his eye line and then sort of up this way. So that point is the middle of the face, like on this spider ham. See the dot right in the middle? That is the middle of the face. Let's say that's the middle of the face. So instead of having it looking straight ahead, or in the picture it's sort of looking that way, we're going to have him looking up like that. So we need to change the angle of the way things work. So in the middle of his face is sort of the beak. I'm just going to put a rough circle in there. I'll zoom it a bit closer to. And his eyes are sort of either side This one over here is going to be a bit smaller because if you look at these two eyes here, sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice. They're roughly the same size. But then as I turn the head around, see how this one looks thinner now? Or if we go right over like that, it's very flat and you can almost can't see it at all. But this one still looks round. This one you can't see. So we want to show that Piplup here has a spherical head, not just a round head. It's not flat. It's a sphere, a ball. So as it turns around, things disappear around the side of the ball. This little stripe disappears. Eventually the nose and the eye disappear. And then eventually the whole face. It smells like strawberry. It smells good. So we have the face looking up, and Piplups just has little flippers. So we pretend that this is the bone inside the arm, and we're going to draw around that. So we'll start at the shoulder, come to the finger, or the tip of the flipper. I don't know why I said finger, and then back down again. It's just a leaf shape. I probably made it a bit longer than it should be. And then rub out that light pencil lines in between. Rub out as you go so that it's clearer for you to see what you're drawing. There we go. Still doing it a bit messy, but we've got one flipper in. And when it comes down to his body, he's got little lumps where his feet come out. And then that continues up. So again, I'll rub out all that information in between. Oops, hit the camera. Oh. If you do this over the top of this, over the top of that, it'll look like this is closer to you instead of just going bump, 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 bump like that. You want to give it some overlap so it looks a bit more realistic. So the feet are just big leaf shapes as well. And again, we're going to draw them around those lines and then erase the lines. Marcus, you're talking about the Piplup face looks bad? Because we haven't really, we'll come back to it and fix it up. So don't worry too much about it right now. Looks like he's got 3 toes. So if you draw 1, 2 lines. My puppy's hungry. He's bugging me for food. He's got 2 little white patches, which look sort of like buttons, and they're on the front of his shirt. I'm just going to draw some lines on here. You don't have to draw it. So the line that would go down the middle of his face is there, and the line that will go down the middle of his body is sort of there. It goes like from the middle of his chest all the way down the belly to between the legs. But because he's on an angle, it's over here instead of being right down the middle. But if we draw that line in, you can then sort of figure out where those white spots are going to be. And of course, one's going to be smaller because of the angle of the body. Then his little tail is a bit sticking out the back. Well, he has actually a bit around his neck. It's like he's wearing a little hood. So we could draw that in. Shush, stop whining. Should draw that in over the top. Because he's lifting his arm up, it's pushing the hood up. But then it comes down the back. It's like he's wearing a little cape almost. And we can draw his bottom going up, sort of disappearing up there. from the back of that cape, he has a little tail sticking out. 2 little tufts. 1, 2, like that. And again, you can just do a little bit of overlapping. Like that. Now, the thing is in his hand, you can turn into whatever you want. Be a berry, one of the many berries that are there in the game, or a Pokeball, or an apple, or an egg, or a head. Could have ripped off another Pokemon's head in there. And again, with the circle, you can rotate it around. So Marcus, this might be another chance for you to try the face kind of lines. But draw a line like that and a line like that. This is like the very center. And that's where I'm going to draw the button on the Pokeball. Draw a circle and then a bigger circle. And then lines back like that. Then I don't need the middle line. I don't need those top and bottom lines. And you'll see a little bit of his other arm there as well. I'm just going to shade that in. Okay. Is everyone with me so far? Cool. All right, so let's clean up the face a bit. I'm going to rub out the construction lines. Just leave me with the eyes and the beak and the head shape. Roughly. Let's see a bit. So he actually has blue eyes with a little pupil in there, and not just a black dot. So pencil's a bit blunt. Hold yours up, Marcus. Let's have a look. You're saying yours is so bad. Let me see. No, that's fine. I just think your eyes are in the wrong spot. Because remember, my line went through here. You've done the eyes up higher. They're sort of in line with the nose. That's all. If you could, I'd lower your eyes. Otherwise, it looks fine. Well, you've got that line, right? This line going through. Lower it to at least that point. Now, I'm just going to draw a bigger eye here, just so you can see it. So the eye is an oval shape, and it has a highlight up in one corner, and then the pupil, like that. And this is like dark blue color. So I'm going to highlight, pupil, this one. When you, I'm going to draw that again. When you're doing highlights, always, like if I'm doing another eye here, make sure the highlight is on the same side, not opposite. You don't want 2 eyes with highlights looking like that. It looks weird. You need to have the light coming from one direction so that everything gets hit from the same side, like that. Where's my head? Sorry, I'm just gonna, my head's not quite as round as I thought. There we go, that's better. Of course, I'm not over the top of my drawing when I'm drawing. I'm leaning back a bit and the camera's over the top, so I can't always judge shapes too well. There we go. Okay. Now, he does have a little break in his beak. You could add a slight point to the beak on this side and keep it round, a little bit thick. I need to swap out my pencil. It's too blunt. Okay. Now, from the beak, the side of the beak, he has curves that come up and go around his eye. And yeah, because his head's lifted up, we're going to see the bottom of it. So I'm just going to turn this around for a second. Like that, with 3 little spikes in the middle. I think my head's a little too small, but that's Piplup. You fix up your face. Good. Okay, once you're done, hold it up. Let's see. Let's see everyone's Piplup and then we'll move on. That's cute, Amy. Good job. Rory, it's a bit hard to see far away. He's got very long legs. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, they're really good. Okay. So, what else we got? Bulbasaur, Sobble, Squirtle. Squirtle's actually my favorite. But I don't think I've ever drawn Sobble. Maxwell, that's cool. It's upside down, but it's cool. That looked really good, actually. Sobble, hang on, they're all water types except for Bulbasaur. Why is everyone choosing water types? See if we can draw Sobble in a different pose. Something more interesting. I'm just going to draw him next to Piplup. So again, Sobble has oh, sorry, I've moved the chat now. I can't see it. Let me see who's writing. Cyndaquil, I like Cyndaquil too. I just started playing Arceus, Pokemon Arceus, and I chose Cyndaquil as my starter. Who's Rowlet is just a circle. There's no more to him. He's just a circle. So Sobble has a round head and a round body and a round tail. You want to see the penguin again? Sorry. Okay, I'll try and keep them both on the screen because I'm just going to do shapes. Maybe Sobble. Got him sitting like a frog, got him jumping. Oh, that's interesting when he's sort of dodging. So we have Sobble head. Maybe we'll do him looking down and sad. So in this one, the face is sort of down like that. So that's just so you've got an idea of where those things are going to go. And Sobel's eyes, we'll do them above the line. On the line, we'll do the nostrils. You see that? And then on the line next to them, we'll do Sobel's eye on that, and then this one's going to be thin. Like that. Following this line though, because he's got a fin on the top of his head, we can sort of use this bit and then go. Got to see how big it is. It's big and then small at the back. So just small and big. Let's rub out that bit. Sobel has, it looks like a teardrop sort of between his eyes. So it starts in the middle line and comes down to his eyeball, and then on the other side as well. And he's got little cheek bits there. And this one you're barely going to see it. I'm just going to go over mine so it sticks out a bit more, just so you can see it. I need to take my glasses off because I'm getting close. And then I'll rub out some of these lines. See, I keep hitting the camera. It's because it's so close to the drawing. He does have like a little fin or a spike section on the front of that. Okay, so his eyes are sort of different, where he's got big white eyes and then he's got a colored part. I'm going to have him looking down, and then he's got like a white pupil. There are highlights in him, and the highlights are sort of up in one corner like that. I hope you can see that and understand what I'm doing. Sorry, I only just saw that. Who was it? Xavier, you said, can you see the picture of Sobel that we're drawing? I don't have one, I'm making it up, but I'm looking at that one to look at what features he has. There's not actually one where he's got his head down. I just typed in Sobel and I've got all these things come up. But I'm sort of using that as my main reference. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with his body. I might just put his little body over here. We can have a little cry, or maybe he's sort of going to curl up and do like a little belly, like that, and then his tail's going to come out of there. That might be interesting. Sort of like he's rocking back on his bottom. Oh, but his tail curls the other way. That's the only thing. His tail curls upwards. Maybe he can be sitting on his tail. So body that shape, tail is going to be as big, almost as big as his head. I'm going to make it a little flat on the bottom there. And it just sort of curls around on itself. Again, rub out where it crosses over. Have a little bit of overlap because his tail's in front of his body. Looks like a snake. I didn't give him a mouth either. I give him like a little, just a little sad mouth. His legs are just little thin legs and thin feet. There's no detail on them. So I was thinking of doing his legs sort of curled up. You can do his feet sort of sitting like that. And even his arms can just sort of be sort of curled in like that. So I'll zoom in on that because I will thicken them up. He does have a little sort of patch on his belly too, on his chest, I should say. You can draw some tears, make him a little drippy because he's a water Pokemon, or even give him a little puddle to sit in. Maybe some ripples. Oh, you didn't even see that when I was drawing. There you go. Think of a Pokemon with more arms and legs, more than just that. You guys want to draw the cute ones. What about well, what about Mew? He's cute. I don't know if he's a thing anymore. He's one of my favorite Pokemon. I like Mew. So there we go. How'd everyone go with their Sobble? That's really cool. Rory and friend. That's nice. I can see Maxwell's Piplup there too. Cool. All right. So I'm just going to swap to a new piece of paper. And let's draw a Mew. Now, Mew doesn't have a round head, it's a bit more oval. Sort of like that. And the good thing about Mew is that his body is very sort of jelly shaped. So I just drew a line there to give me the idea of which way it's going. And then I'm going to draw the side of it as if that's his spine kind of thing. Draw the side of it and round it off like that. And again, we'll put in the direction of the face. We won't make it too extreme this time. Just a slight 3/4. So it doesn't really have a nose or a mouth. Oh, it does have a mouth, but the nose is just sort of a bump, sort of like that. So you imagine that it's sort of that whole area is his nose. If I rub out this pencil lines. So the curve up the top here, I am going to rub out, but that's just there to show sort of like it's a circle kind of shape there. The face sort of comes out like this. His ears up a bit higher, like that and that. Again, have some overlap from the ear that's behind. Or the ear that's in front doesn't really have any. No, it could have a bit there actually. So Mew's eyes are sort of on a bit of an angle. So you could pick where you want it to be, say on the other side of this. And I could do, see how the line is lower at the front, lower than this line, and higher at the back. And same with this one, I'll do it lower and then cross the line and come higher. And then make it a bit sort of angled at the front, a bit slanty, feline-like. He's basically a cat. I think this one's at a bit of a weird angle. I'm gonna fix that one up. But then once you've got those in, you can rub out. Oh, sorry for shaking the camera. You can rub out all those construction lines on the face. Yeah, I'm still not happy with that one. Give me a second to find the right spot. See, this happens. Everyone messes up now and again. Oh, I think it's that ear throwing me off. Yeah, it's the ear. Or is it this ear? And now I've pressed a bit too hard, so it's hard to rub out. And move the ear up a bit. That's better. Oh, Xavier, you got. Sorry, I had my chat turned on. Wasn't visible. We're drawing Mew. So Mew has. I'll draw a big version of his eye. Eyes sort of like that. Oh, the picture. Again, I'm just making it up, but I just typed in Mew, and I've got some. I'm looking at that one for details of his eyes and things, but then this one shows the bottom of his foot. Yeah, that's what I'm using. So his eye is that shape. And he has just a blue pupil, which you could draw in the middle or to the side, like that. He doesn't have anything else in it. He has a highlight in this, and it's darker at the top. And then as it comes down, it gets lighter, like that. And then he's got a little crease on the inside. So then he has crease that way. So that's how you draw his eyes. And you can draw them anywhere you want. Oh, I think I just realized what's wrong. It's this eye is actually the problem. You need to come over a bit more. Maybe not, I don't know. I'm gonna do him sort of looking down. So there's gonna be a highlight there and a highlight there. Like that. Now for his feet, like it looks like he's just got these sort of big chunky thighs and then long feet. But actually, if you look at it, oh, there you go. If you look at a dog's leg, look at that, perfect model. This is, look at him, he's sleeping. So his spine runs down his neck, down the body, and then down the tail. Has a pelvis in here. Then he has the hip bone, which runs to his knee, which is right there. And then this is his ankle and his heel. That's the foot, and that's the toes. So even though it looks like it's a big round shape, it's actually got the thigh and the knee and the shin. So it's the same as a human leg. He has a long foot, like that. So I'll bend it for you. Okay, stay there. Oh, he just bent it himself. So you can see there, it's his knee up here. And his leg out. And this is his big foot. But when they stand up, when dogs and cats stand up, they stand on their toes. So that's his toes there, though, bending. This is his heel and his ankle bones. This is the calf muscle, just here. And then this is his thigh. You good? Go back to sleep. Okay. So even though New has just that shape, we want to draw in the thigh, the shin, and then the big foot, and the toes are at the end. And the same with the other one. We'll do one up and one down. Just like that. And then you can design the shapes to go around them. So the big round thigh shape, sort of, it's going to come in like that and come down. And then his feet sort of curve around like that. And then I'll go back and I'll erase the lines in between. And then I'll do the other leg. I won't start with the foot because it's sort of on top of the leg. I don't want to make it bigger than the one in front. I think it slightly is. A little bit of the ankle. The shin and the thigh are just going to be sort of one big curve. Like that. And then I'll rub out those bones again. Now the bottom of Mew's foot, no, he's got three toes, so we need to draw 1, 2 little lines there. But on this foot, because we're looking at the bottom of the foot, the toes are coming in the other way. So we're seeing the bottom of the toes, and then he's got a little pad. He doesn't do much with his hands. They don't bend much that I've seen. They're very short. So you could just draw them sort of just dangling. And he's got 3 little fingers on them. Just zoom in on that so you can see those. The last thing I've got to do is his tail. It's got a very long tail. I'd say his tail is probably, I'm just roughly measuring it, 2.5 Mews long. If you measure Mew from his head to his body, it's 1, 2.5 long. So he's got like a little ball, a leaf shape almost at the end of his tail. And when his tail sort of come down from behind that leg there, it's going to sort of swirl all the way around up to that. I already drew Charizard yesterday. I mean, earlier today. We're not going to have time to draw another big one. Another simple one we could do because we've only got about 10 minutes left. So don't forget to turn your page around. Now I need to turn my page at this angle. Oh, Chimchar might work. So I can get that angle because my hand moves that way. So if I keep turning the page around, I can get a nice curve. Now his tail is pretty much the same thickness all the way to the end. Oh, Snorlax is a good one actually. Oh, he doesn't have legs. His arms don't move too much. I caught a Snorlax in Arceus last night. Big alpha one. It is overweight. It does nothing but sleep and eat. And I caught a Pichu, and it evolved into Pikachu. And I had an Eevee, and it evolved into Sylveon. I didn't use a stone on it; it just evolved. Okay. I rubbed out the line in between. So there's Mew. Your Mew has big or buff legs. Okay, let's see. Right, when you're done, hold it up. Let's have a look. We've got 10 minutes. We can draw something else. Marcus, it does have buff legs. Very thick. That's cool, Amy. That's really cool. Rory, those are great too. Yeah, they're good. What about you guys with your cameras off? You're going to show your drawings? Xavier, like Xavier, yours looks crazy. He's like, I'm you. That's great. I love it. Okay, who are we talking about there? Rayquaza. No way, he's too big. So let's Chimchar. Let's try Chimchar. I think he's got a bit of detailing in that. That's anything. Oh, the rabbit might be easier. What's his name? Can't remember his name. I can't remember. Is it Raboot? Is that really what it's called? All right. So I'm gonna have to get a new page because I drew Mew big. So maybe we'll just do Chimchar's head because that's probably all we've got time for. So if we start off with a big circle. Marcus, if you remind me, we'll do Snorlax next week. Actually, you know what? I'll write it down. We got Snorlax, Rayquaza. Yeah, Sylveon doesn't need stones. Who else was in there? We had Squirtle, didn't we? Okay. Sorry, I'm just writing a few of these down. All right, so Chimchar has a big head like that. I'm just going to copy this. So that's a big smiley face. Oh, Eevee. Okay, Eevee on the list. We could do some evolutions. We could create some new evolutions too. Xavier, did you just see the picture I put up? It's got the bunny on it as well. I like that rabbit. Okay, so we're going to draw not straight down the middle, slightly curved line that way, and we'll do one a bit lower, and this is where his little nostrils are going to be. And then his face comes down to this point where the line is, but then it pops out for his cheek. So we can get rid of the bottom of that circle, basically. The reason I did the line low is because that's where that cheek is, but also that's where the bottom of his eyes sit. So from that, we can do this big, high oval. So actually his eye isn't that whole thing. It's got like a red ring over the top. So this bit I'm drawing now is the eye. This one again, because of the sphere of the head, is going to be slightly thinner, not necessarily smaller, like shorter, but thinner definitely. There we go. Little brow, little brow. Now his eyes, he's got color and a black dot. So we can draw an oval. In each eye, a little highlight up the top. And then connecting to that, the black pupil. And you can just shade that in over some lines, or wait till you color it if you want to around the iris. I've done his eyes a bit big actually. I need more head for his flame part. But let's do the mouth. So we know his mouth's going to start in the corner here. And it's going to come down to a bit of a point in the middle and then back up. So you could put those points in if you want, and then join them up. And you want him to have a big smile, so you can bring that curve down almost to the bottom of the mouth and then back up again. Put some little teeth in the side. And then his tongue. You can shade in the mouth too to make it a little darker. Okay, now for his ears. His ears are actually higher than his eyes, so probably up there. So we've got his cheek coming up. The ear starts below the mouth. So if you sort of draw a curved line across, you can sort of get where those are going to go. So the ear is an oval. It's going to start down here and curve up, up to that point, and then back down. It's close to the eye, probably about here. We're doing the monkey, not the rabbit. You could do both if you want, because we've only got a couple of minutes left. So the side of his head comes up like that, and then his ear comes out, and he's got red inside of his ear. And then you can use those sizes to sort of judge where his other ear is going to sort of stick out. So we're going to have to hurry. So he's got 3 little points of hair. So one in the middle, thick one, and then a small one on this side, and a small one on that side. Your Pokemon looks lazy. Okay. You can join that up to the hair and to the side of the head. Now this is where I drew my head too small because his head goes up a bit higher, but we'll just add to it. So now I'm going to turn this around just so I can get the right angle. His head's going to come up about there and partial way up his ear about there. And then he's just got a little tuft on the top. That's like a little swell. I've run out of page there. And then it curves down. Like that. So that is a chimchar head. I ran out of space there. And we're out of time. So I got it right in time.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, we're out of time. I'm going to unmute everyone. Say goodbye to F. Thank you.
Okay, goodbye, everyone. No, you still. Okay. Bye.
Yeah, Buster.
Bye.
Bye.